Hi, I'm Nicholas Maliszewski, but you can call me Nick. I attend the Albany College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences and anticipate getting my PharmD this upcoming May. You will get to know a little bit about who I am through this Meet the Applicant presentation. So, why do you residency at St. Peter's Hospital? The reason I would want a residency in general is to gain the experience and knowledge to thrive in my future career, knowledge to help patients, and also to teach others pursuing a pharmacy career. Reasons I applied to St. Peter's specifically are the teaching and learning program at ACPHS, and the fact that it's in the Albany area, which I've come to love during my time at ACPHS, as well as some less tangible things, like how at the career fair I spoke with the current residents and felt quite comfortable applying to the program, as they seemed quite happy with their experience at St. Peter's Hospital. Now I'm going to discuss some of my strengths. Regarding self-improvement, throughout my time at ACPHS, I involved myself with many clubs and organizations to develop areas I felt I needed to improve in. My time with organizations like IPHO, SPISNI, and ROPI-FI helped to develop skills with time management, delegation, compromise, networking, and advocacy. Regarding teaching, I've always been a great student, and always wanted to go from being a student to one who imparts knowledge. And I got the chance to be a tutor through the peer tutoring program at ACPHS. I jumped on that and have been a peer tutor since the fall semester in 2018, starting with general chemistry and general biology and gaining more subjects as time has gone on. And I've done more classes and gained more knowledge. The transitioning from the learner to tutor was not a perfect immediate transition, but something that came with my experience in the program and by listening to my students and adjusting to whatever their specific needs were. Regarding time management, I've developed this skill through heavy involvement in many opportunities at the school, always trying to be in as many things as I possibly can, whilst not decreasing the quality of my engagements in those. I have been involved with many organizations like IPHO, SPISNI, ACCP, ROPI-FI, across country, the peer tutoring program, all the while still thriving in my classes. There are many opportunities for me to grow further. Regarding research, I'm inexperienced. I have read and analyzed papers for journal clubs during my rotations, but have not yet been actively involved in performing research. This residency's requirement for research will allow me to gain a new perspective, and instead of just being a spectator in the evidence that makes practice, an active participant in that. Regarding insecurity, I have found that I can lack confidence, which can reduce my efficiency and make me a little shaky when presenting to a group or presenting a higher stakes presentation. I have worked on this continually through classes, trying to get as many presentations as I can, as well as through my e-board involvement with running general meetings or speaking with people during those. However, it is still an area where I need to improve. And regarding the struggling with multitasking, I found during my community APPE that I had difficulty with going from the whatever queue I was working, like queue triage, to a phone call, to like an in-person interaction right in front of the counter, and then back to that queue before. So I just feel that I can improve upon this by getting familiar with whichever system I'm with and gaining more and more experience. Now onto goals. My most immediate post-grad goal is a PGY1 residency at St. Peter's Hospital, where aside from knowledge and experience, I hope to gain confidence to grow from that insecurity I have, and connections to those in the hospital and in the pharmacy community. This would be followed by a PGY2 residency, in which I'm inclined towards internal medicine, but I'm not going to close off any potential opportunities from other areas that interest me, like infectious disease. As I found my appy rotations in infectious disease and the appy rotation I had in internal medicine to be very satisfying. Long term, I would like to progress from the PGY2 residency into a clinical pharmacist position where I can then precept students, teaching them in either one-on-one or one-on very small groups rather than a classroom setting. My favorite course at ACPHS is the History of Public Health and Medicine in the United States. I found the progression of medicine in a relatively recent history to be fascinating. So much of what we take for granted today did not even exist a century ago, and seeing how it progressed so rapidly makes me optimistic for even greater positive change in healthcare over the upcoming decades. My favorite movie is Spaceballs. It never fails to make me laugh, no matter how many times I see it. I love the meta humor with capturing the stunt doubles, as well as some of the overly literal interpretations of things, like how they comb the desert with literal hair combs. I love parodies, and I love science fiction. So a well-done parody of many classic science fiction films and series is perfect for me. My greatest non-pharmacy accomplishment has been joining college cross-country. In my first 4 years at ACPHS, I did not participate in sports. I may have walked regularly, but I didn't really do any intense physical activity. My 5th year, I had heard that the men's cross-country team were looking for runners, and decided to join. It had been years since I ran back in high school, but I felt it would be a good opportunity to get back into doing something I enjoyed a long time ago. I had progressed greatly over the course of my time in cross-country and had run 8K races for the first time. I'd only done 5Ks prior, and that was years ago, like way back, like 2016. While I had not placed extraordinarily well at these events, I found that my experience of cross-country is what I can look back at with the most pride due to the progress that I made. As you might have guessed from the previous slide, my everyday joy is running. I find it is a very mentally relaxing activity, helps to clear my mind, and puts me in a good mood. It can sometimes leave me exhausted, legs sore, shoes worn smooth over the months, but it gives me a feeling of accomplishment and freedom during and contentment after the run that can't quite be matched. If I'm ever feeling especially anxious or down, a good run can usually bring me right back up to normal.